Kia ora everyone, talofa lava, malo elele, kia orana, bula vinaka, no ia. A warm Pacific greetings to all of our viewers today of BluTable Talanoa. Thank you once again to everyone who continues to tune in. It is BluTable Talanoa for your Wednesday afternoon, brought to you by the Pacific Business Hub, Makanet, Blue Wave, Talofa Voucher, and of course, Vaitolo Celebrations. Sponsored by your major sponsor, Seki Solutions, serving the Pacific. So if you need to send anything overseas, Tonga, Solomon Islands, Samoa, Cook Islands, you name it, Seki Solutions will be able to help you out. Send that love over back home to the islands. She will sort you out. The number to contact is 021 087 04938. Who is our guest today? We have a very, very special guest today. We have the beautiful, the amazing Joyce Toleafoa Salu. Look, let's go into a little bit. Sis, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. What an honor to be here.
Oh, no, the honor is ours. Look, for those of you who don't know Joyce, I'm just going to give a little bit of a breakdown of the CV. You know, I had to Google all of the information, man, but Joyce is a teacher at Emirates National School, which is in Dubai. Also a teacher at Point England School, Auckland Grammar. So a shout out to everyone, all the girls at Auckland Grammars. Otahu Primary. She studied at the University of Auckland and also currently studying a Master's in Education Practice, Postgraduate Diploma of Education, Bachelor of Education, and also won an award from the Prime Minister, a Prime Minister Pacific Youth Award, cast member of Wizard of Otahu, Cinderella, member of FNS Community Choir. Oh my gosh. And the list goes on. The list goes on. Sis, amazing. Like, I think for the stand up for me was that you actually know how to speak in the Arab language, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to let us know what villages you hail from, because everyone's like, Hoka, poko kelele kenge ngā poreanga ngō. They're like, oh, kenga. Joyce, sis, give us a little bit of your intro.
Okay, talofa lava ma lole soifua maua. Greetings everyone, my name is Joyce Toleafoa Salu. My mother is from the villages of Lalomanu and Waiala, and my father is from Whasitaota and Whangali'i. My husband, I'm married to Billy Salu, who's from Whalelakai. And yeah, at the moment, as Bea mentioned, I'm a stay-at-home mum to our beautiful baby Sams, our firstborn, and currently studying my master's at the same time at the University of Auckland. Yeah, I'm a teacher, as she mentioned as well, but also born and bred in the home of the brave, Otara, 274. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, Otara, these clever Otarians. Is that what you call it, Otarians?
I think you mentioned schools. So yeah, I went to primary and intermediate at St. John the Evangelist School in Otara. Yeah. And then I did my high schooling at Auckland Girls Grammar. So shout out to all the Zeno Lekalama girls. Yeah.
Oh man, I know everyone. It's all these Ags girls, you know. And I didn't even realize I had a lot of Ags guests.
Yes.
Girls that...
I saw yesterday, Lynn from Whale Te Keke, and then previously Angelique from Good Grace Styling. Yeah. And Susan, I saw her on it. So hey, what's up with you and the X girls?
I didn't even attend X. Sis, you mentioned that you a mum of a beautiful young girl. How has that been going?
Full on, honestly. I knew being a parent would change, but man, didn't realize how full on it is. So shout out to all the mums out there. It's a really tough job. But I'm loving it.
You must come, through for all these challenges. How do you do the study and
Oh, to be honest, like some people think I'm crazy, but being a mum is full on. But I sort of miss being on the go in terms of working and being a teacher. So I wanted to do something such as studying to distract me or have a break from being a mum.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think there's a break from being a mum, so seriously.
So it's a challenge in itself, but once like everyone's asleep at home, then I can focus on my studies. So
Oh, wow. Shout out to everyone that's from Joyce's villages in Samoa, and of course Otara and Ags, because those are the main ones that I've picked up. Sis, we've mentioned, if you don't already know, yes, o Joyce lenga whea onga o I Dubai. So yes, Dubai is part of Emirates.
Yes.
Because I think everyone's like, Emirates as in the airlines.
Yes.
That's what we normally associate Emirates with, but in Dubai. So tell us a little bit, or talk to us a little bit about your journey in Dubai, teaching there, because I'm sure everyone's like, wow, Dubai.
So just to clarify, so the country is called the UAE,
Oh, sorry,
or
UAE.
the United Arab Emirates, and like in the Emirates, there are like 7 cities, or Emirates as they call it, and Dubai is one of them. And so there was another city which we stayed in, which is LA, and it's like 15 hours from here, from New Zealand, so it's a long flight, but the experience was amazing. Like when we arrived, like we knew nothing, my husband and I knew nothing about it. We only knew of the Middle East as like we're a place of war and things like that because of the media, but actually being in a Muslim country is amazing. There were a lot of Kiwis there already there, and even some Samoan people, which made our transition like really smooth and easy. And so teaching there, it was like honestly teaching our kids, because their kids are ulavale. Their kids were like full on, but you could sort of apply your teaching skills that you use for your Pacifica kids to teach the Arab kids there. So
When you say ula vale, like surely they can't be as ula vale as the, o vai ngai la lo mango o whalongo o kasi ula vale o vai ngai kua. And also, and while we're talking about Samoa, a shout out to Tuli, who's just messaged through as well. But really, like, thick, seriously.
Sis, honestly, they're neck level. Like, they are really religious. Like, the Muslim culture and religion is really strict. And I think for the kids coming to school, that's their breakaway from all that strictness and things like that. So, they're ula vale, man. Like,
So kind of like eggs, girls, at home, they're really strict family orientated. And then ho'olo lea o ngā ula vale leo kenge. Ngofo le bus stop, ngā le city. I'm kidding.
Sound experiences?
No, I didn't go to Ags. I went to, I'm very experienced. I'm like, is that where Ags is? But, you've mentioned that the kids are quite ula vale. But what about the culture? Like, how was the culture? You must have walked in and went, wow.
Yeah, huge culture shock.
Yeah.
Like, you walk out of the airport and you see all the women covered up in their abayas. Like, you honestly just see their eyes, which was, that's a culture shock. And the heat, it was like 40 degrees, like in the desert, and they wear that 24/7. And then the men dressed up. Honestly, like, it was a huge culture shock. And then, with our Samoan culture, we have our strict culture and religious ways, but their one is again neck level. Like, it is full on. And I think for us, because even like their religion, their look was on Friday, and so our weekend there was Friday, Saturday, and so just learning how they do things was a huge challenge. Different to the teaching was a challenge. So,
Can you? Well, because everyone's like, does she really? Can you know how to speak the language? Is there can you do the basics like hello to everyone? And
so
please, sorry, because I'm just like really like what?
Assalamu alaikum. So that's how you say hello. Say my name is Mahaban Ismi, and then your name. So it's some of the languages pretty similar to our Samoan language, like Lausamati. Like that sounds Samoan, but it's Arabic, which means please. So Lausamati.
I love that. Man, I'm like thinking, oh my gosh. Sis, look, we know that you, when you travelled there, there was a small group, or, you formed a bond with a group of our Pasifika people that have already established, their roots there and stuff. How was that? And
Oh, so it's like, it was amazing. We didn't realize that there were so many Kiwis there, and some of like Samoans, Tongans, like all over the UAE. And so shout out to them if they're tuning in. But like they formed a group for our Kiwi community, and each year they did Polyfest, believe it or not. And so when we arrived, like we sort of fit in. We met up each week. We actually got involved in Polyfest, like where we were in the Samoan group, which was fun. And also, but believe it or not, even though it's a Middle Eastern country, the Pacific culture, Kiwi culture is alive and well there. So, oh my gosh.
And so, in your little community, how many Samoans are?
So in ours, probably like 10 or more, the ones that we really grew close to. But there were quite a few spread out in the Emirates.
With you mentioned the Polyfest side of it. How was the did you perform in front of everyone, or?
Yeah, so basically it was like here they had the Māori group, they had the Tongan group, Samoan group. There weren't many Niueans, but there were representations of Niueans there, and like we basically invited like New Zealanders and then any other like people who wanted to come, and we just did items, we performed, we had all our island food there. So honestly, it was a celebration of our cultures, our home away from home. So
and that's wicked. I'm like, man, that's so cool. I think I need to travel there for a little bit of a break. And talking about break, we're gonna go into a quick commercial break for our Hoka, and then we'll be back, and we're gonna talk a little bit about from time to time, it's fun to talk about the success stories. But we're going to talk a little bit about, a few challenges and highlight a few more of our questions right after the break. Stay tuned, guys.
Now, first of all, on behalf of LJ Hooker Now, we'd like to welcome you all to 8 Oracal Road here in popular Papatoetoe, Mangere East border. Ladies and gentlemen, would someone like to start me out with an opening bid? 1,400,000, 1.4 million, 1,550,000, 1,660,000 going once.
7-1.
1,701,000.
Yeah.
So there we are, it's on the market, ladies and gentlemen. The property's to be sold to the highest bidder.
1,900,000 now. 1,900,000.
No, 1,922,000. 1,550,000. Is that right, Tangaloa? All done. 2,010,000. Sold. Congratulations. 2,010,000.
We were really happy with today's result.
we're over the moon with the final outcome from today. I definitely recommend Team Tagaloa, and they've been amazing to work with.
Welcome back, everyone. BluTable Talanoa, where we meet, get to know a little bit more about our local heroes, share their stories and their success stories, their failures, their challenges, because it's not, everyone thinks to get to the top, it's all, the ladder's there, but some of us here, in New Zealand, not everyone, but there are a few people that, well, from time to time have to build their own ladders, right? And today we have the beautiful Joyce Toleafosalu to talk to us a little bit about her experience teaching in Dubai and teacher here in New Zealand. All of her experience with, I think you've done work for Sawasiva as well.
So they're just like really good friends of
Good
mine.
friends of,
Shout out to them. And so, yeah, just hang out with them. all the time.
And there was, there's just so many more work that you do, and with, you do a lot of bilingual work as well. So today we thought, let's talk a little bit about Joyce, because Joyce has had a massive contribution in our Pasifika community. Today we welcome her, and a shout out to all of our viewers today. Sis, we're going to go straight into our questions, but can you, we've been talking about our failures and challenges. What has been your biggest failure, and what was a valuable lesson that you learnt?
I think if I could share it all, I would, but we'll be here for another 3 hours.
That's all right. I've got 3. We've got 3 hours.
So one of the failures, that I honestly I live with daily is when you get so busy, especially being a teacher or being a mom, and as someone, people were always busy with church and family. You sort of neglect yourself, and you forget to, nowadays everyone talks about self-care, self-love, and I think for me, that's been a failure. I focus so much on doing this, and then I forget about myself, and then not only physically, emotionally, mentally, but I think that's in order for me to fulfill my role as a teacher and in every other space that I serve in, I need to look after myself. So I think that's definitely a valuable lesson. If you want to give your best to other people, you got to look after yourself. So yeah, I think that's definitely one main thing that I would share. Yeah.
Gosh, do you want to take over the interview?
So yeah.
Man, that's, I love that self-care, but so many people have come through on the show, but everyone has their different takes. So I really like that. I love that. Thanks for sharing that. I was thinking,
So self-care, sis.
Self-care,
goes a long way.
Guys, I'm on annual leave for the next month. So sis, what would be some advice that you would give someone who is wanting to pursue a career similar to yours?
Man, teaching, in New Zealand, we don't have enough Pacifica teachers in our classrooms. We do have some, but we need more. And so I really encourage, if you are a Pacifica person or someone watching this live, and you're thinking about doing teaching, I encourage you to go for it, because representation matters. We have a lot of our Pasifika kids in our classrooms who would value seeing a brown person like them in the front of the classroom teaching Balangi curriculum. So yeah, I reckon go for it. I know, even myself, people get put off teaching because of the paperwork and all the planning, but I tell you, put that aside, and yeah, you can make a difference. I would encourage you to go for it. Yeah,
make a difference. I like that. I know sometimes for myself I struggle, and I know I'm gonna go off topic again. It's just yes, oh my goodness, Bear, this is not a question but you're right with the representation out there. We need more Pasifika teachers, and the only reason why I'm saying my personal experience, I attended Tamaki College. I attended Tāwhiki College, and we were very, very blessed, right? We were blessed because we had a connection with, our teachers like Miss Apelu, and, who were like us. And so they knew how to kind of tackle, something like, oh man, okay, I'm not going to use that as an example, like tackle stuff like, I'm really struggling in this area because culture.
Yeah.
And she was able to kind of be like, okay, maybe we'll take this avenue with you.
Yeah.
How do you do it in our is there a way that you kind of a special formula or way that you approach our kids?
I don't think there's a specific formula, but like you said, for culture, for instance, we understand that we have a strict life in terms of church. We're involved. We like to serve people. We like the performing arts because, we're all brought up in lokameki. I mean, most of us were brought up through the church, lokameki. And so I sort of use that, in my classroom, if I, for example, Samoan students, if they struggle to learn a specific concept, then I would put it through song or get them to sing or dance. And for them, that resonates with them. So that helps them to learn. It could be something real boring, something that I've taught for Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Who learns Shakespeare? But because it's part of the curriculum, no disrespect to Shakespeare, you're the man. But you know what I mean? You can use the Samoan singing and dancing to teach Shakespeare. And so that's one example that our Pasifika kids are like, oh, miss, you get me. And I'm like, yeah, man, because that's how I would have want my teachers to teach me. So just being able to relate to them because of our culture, huge difference. Yeah.
It does make a difference. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so, you've given us advice on just, how to tackle, of trying to pursue that. But for someone like myself who really, really just dislikes reading, and I don't know if some of our viewers may have the same problem, sis, is there any way or just advice that I want to be a teacher? Is there another avenue that we can kind of I'm not going to say skip because reading is very important, guys. Very important. And ET actually said, but you know what I mean? So is there another way or another teaching type? What do you call it?
Nowadays, with the digital age, everyone's always on their phones and they have books online. There are clips that you can listen to people read on YouTube or other websites. And so if you don't actually holding a book and reading it, you can listen to someone else read and you read along with them, and that improves your reading. And if you come across a word you don't know, write it down and then look it up later, and then that builds your vocabulary. So so those are some things that you could do.
No, I love that. So if you really want to become a teacher, and there are a few areas that you kind of need a little bit of a brush up or polish. I like that word polish was actually a phone conversation I had with my friend last night. So you need a little bit of a polish in this area there, but I love that. But just pursue it anyway. There's help there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there are a lot of organizations like the Ministry of Pacific Peoples. I know. Shout out to them. That they can help our Pacifica people. They're there for you to use, and also get in touch with schools. Some schools are more approachable than others, but if you want to be a teacher and you're not sure where to go, maybe you could contact your local school, call up and say, hey, can I come in to observe a teacher or so, and then that can give you some idea of what it's like to be a teacher. So
Oh, okay, no, I love that. So then you basically answered my next question because we're also so
sorry. No,
that's all right. So you've mentioned that Ministry of Pacifica people are awesome to help and direct our Pacifica people with regards to teaching, or if you want to pursue a career in teaching. What are other resources or that you've found that's helped you along the way?
For me personally, just having family members who've been really helpful and resourceful, seeing them, people in church. If you go to church, surely you'll have some people who are doing work in the community that you can go to ask help from, your whaiwheao and the whalikua,
Yeah.
but also like at the university. So in order to become a teacher, you need to go to university, and there are some Pacifica groups and teachers, lecturers that can help you to go through the process, how to apply, what you need to do to get into a program. So yeah, I think you utilize all those resources that they have. Yeah.
Nah, well, there you've got the information with regards to pursuing that career. So don't worry if you're a little bit vai and
Never
these.
too late.
Never too late.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take up teaching after this.
Yes.
No, I won't. But that's just a little bit of info. If there's more information on Ministry of Pacifica People, so head over to their website or just hit Google. That's my best friend at the moment. Otherwise, send your questions through right now and we'll have the beautiful Joyce answer them for you. We're going to go into a quick music break because, we always need to bring in that music. We love music. So right after the break, we're going to go straight back into answering all the questions. But a massive shout out to our major sponsor, Seki Solutions. If you need to send the love over to the islands, then hit up our girl there at Seki Solutions, serving the Pacific. Stay tuned, guys.
In Samoa, English is not our first language, but like the rock, we are try very hard. So, let me say, check this out. You walked into the room and put a smile up on my face, smile up on my face. Do you still remember? They said, please don't leave too soon, 'cause I really wanna know your name. I'll never forget that day. Now we have come a long way, and time goes by so fast. Time goes by so fast. You taught me to love again and put trust back in my heart. 'Cause you ain't my sweetie pie or the apple of my eye. You were that amazing, humble girl that's running around my mind. Whatever I do, no matter near or far. Wherever you go, I go, my darling. Wherever you are, I are. Wherever you are, I are. It ain't so hard to be so lost in the love you found. Lost in the love you found. 'Cause the beauty that I can see goes deep within yourself. Deep within yourself. You bring out the best in me. Put my feet down on the ground. Feet down on the ground. And all the love you share with me, my baby, I'm gonna mix it with the sound. Mix it like a salad or chop suey. 'Cause you ain't my sweetie pie or the apple of my eye. You are that amazing, humble girl that's running around my mind. Whatever I do, no matter near or far. Wherever you go, I go, my darling. Wherever you are, I are. Wherever you are, I are. Slow, excuse me. Ngakale fai yai besele ya elea ya masis wa fika le bebese fui fo ingalo le fetau mai ve ape fiu fa pipi ia ngango ko ka ape o oi pa kuai ka ole pitch English ngai lai sa mutai ka ole broken English kelele ese nga le o se leanga pe ya like fusu ese umapanga sa uma se liwa a oka mayanga nei mo so lo ingal fe romantic wala kama uma yai kongi sauti nai sai mingi kipit kele fongi kule angry big sing set ya le baby la le pe tam boy o oile sa mala ai fa o mai palu ke ku mai ku kongu ai fetau I makwa oi oh my god friends o wange e kwen. You ain't my sweetie pie or the apple of my eye. You were that amazing humble girl that's running around my mind. Whatever I do, no matter near or far. Wherever you go, I go, my darling. Wherever you are, I are. Wherever you are, I are. You said that I was gifted. All I had to do was use it. If I thought that I was gonna lose it, there wasn't one doubt in you. Out of the blues, I don't know how, but you just knew it. You said to me, baby, you're gonna make sweet music. You ain't my sweetie, the apple of my eye. You are that amazing, humble girl that's running around my mind. Whatever I do, you know, no matter near or far. Wherever you go, I go, my darling. Wherever you are, I are. Yeah. Wherever you are, I are. Who knows? Maybe there was a wherever you is, I is. You know, they so love each other. Wherever you shop, you shop. Wherever you swim, I swim. Wherever you go, I go. I follow you around. Wherever I come, you come. You come with me? Wherever you go, I go. Wherever you eat, I.
Trying, I know there's something's wrong. Every time the DJ decides to play, oh, it's go up in the air. Everybody chanting, doing the boogie, oh, what an atmosphere. But all I hear, hey, hey, yo. Baka, 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 baka. I hear it singing. Baka, 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 baka. They chanting, they singing. Waka waka, even when I move a little closer. Waka waka, put my head up closer to the speaker. Waka waka, turn up the radio louder. Waka waka, everybody come and join the party. Shake your body, body, shake your body, body, move your body, body, move your body, body.
Welcome back, everyone. Siva siva manga talofa. And what was the Arab way?
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, welcome back everyone to your BluTable Talanoa for your Wednesday afternoon. It's been an interesting Wednesday. I know what's happening in Samoa. Well, today we're not going to talk about politics because we need to showcase another side of our awesome Pasifika community. And that's right, we have today a very special guest, Joyce Toleafua Salu, who has mentioned earlier on in the show her villages. So if you're like, oh yes, I heard she is from Lalomangu as well. So shout out to everyone that's from these villages and Otara, New Zealand. And also, we've had a few people that have sent their messages through. So we've got Matalena who's tuned in. Thank you so much for tuning in. Shout out to you. We've also had a Kuila Epa who has said, Talofa lava, can you say, make a shout out to you? Yes, hello from to you. I think you're in Brisbane now. Not the one that we're currently talking about, the other one. But don't worry about that. God is love, and we're all
Amen.
about showing the love today. Don't worry, you know, Samoa, come on, let's get together and just, oh my gosh, breathe in and out and just show the love. And also a shout out to Ma'a, but not forgetting a whaape manga o mea, se busa, if send i Samoa, all you need to send some alofa to anywhere in the Pacific. You can send a smile, love, a pram, a fridge, you name it, you can send it with Seki Solutions serving the Pacific. The contact number to Seki Solution is 021 087 04 938. So there you have it, the details there. But let's go back to our special guest here, Joyce Talaanoa. We mentioned earlier who we were talking about the experience in Dubai and now your teaching experience here in New Zealand. And we've had a few comments saying, "Yeah, ula vale, do you use the fusi pa'u?"
Violence is not okay.
No,
Go with fuspau. Walo fale, but no, in teaching,
in teaching, no, it's a no-go. And also a shout out to the Pacific Business Hub, Laura here. If you need any help at all, head over to the Pacific Business Hub, where our doors will open to anyone, whatever stage you are at your business, existing or a new business idea, man, head over. We got you, man, here at the Pacific Business Hub. But let's go into the big questions that everyone on our program was like, oh, can I ask a question? Send them through. Don't worry, our producers at the back going to be showing us your questions. But sis, let's go back into it. We've talked about the resources, the advice, but let's be honest, we always look up to a few people, the regular ones, mom, dad, our whiwhiau, and of course our main provider, God, who is always, at the center of everything that we do. Sis, who are the 3 Pacific people who have been the most influential ones to you?
Thank you for the question. So like you said, my mom, as cliche as it sounds, my mom is my major inspiration. Because when I was young, my father passed away and she basically played both roles, raised my brother and I. She's also a teacher, and so she really inspired me. So mum, in the education sector, one teacher that really inspires me is Nawhanuatele Lafitanga Peters. She was one of my Samoa language teachers back at AGS, but also I was blessed and fortunate to be a colleague of hers, and she mentored me in terms of how to teach the Ngangana Samoa. And if you've ever had her as a teacher, man, she's really good in terms of discipline, and she just raises her eyebrow and you know that's your limit. But also just her way of teaching, how you were saying the differences between having a Pacifica teacher and a non-Pacifica teacher. She really knows how to teach our kids. So shout out to you, Nawhanuatele. But also another Pacific icon that I really am inspired by is Fiame, Naomi Mataafa. This is not a politics talk, so
no.
Don't go off the live, keep watching. But she's really inspirational, with whatever will happen or is going, being the first female prime minister. If that does happen, man, go you. Being a Samoan in New Zealand, that's really inspiring. Those are, to name a few, those are some of my inspirations.
And I know I'm gonna rock the boat a little bit when I say this, but and this is in no way not anything connected to politics. You've mentioned potentially the with everything that's happening currently in Samoa. But you're right, because as the first female Samoan Prime Minister, we already know that growing up as a young Samoan woman, I don't know, and I do apologize if I don't want to offend anyone, but we've always been taught that the woman, they know their role and that the man will always lead. Yeah. So, aso la. But now that we've had Jacinda Ardern and a lot has changed and, the way that we, the mindset and stuff. So, like, and I know it's hard to kind of grasp for some of our very masculine men.
Equality, gender equality,
but
so
it's nice to, and no, I didn't plan all of these answers. But I like that, and I think I have met na whanua.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she is pretty sicky as well.
Yeah, you can check her page out on Instagram. Sorry, this is a little plug.
Yeah,
but she, because Samoan Language Week is coming up, she offers classes. So on Instagram, it's na whanua Communication and Culture. So check her out if you're wanting to learn the Samoan language. You'll find more information there.
Yes, and it is important. Next week we are learning the Samoan language, and so don't forget to check out Ministry of Pasifika People, the page. Also, you can catch the phrases of the day also on Blue TV and Blue Wave, that we will be sharing it daily for the launch that's coming this Sunday, which I'm really excited about. So Samoa, show the love, and let's get behind our team and learn the language, the positive language. This one's look, sis, what is the one common myth about your profession? Like, what is that one thing that everyone's like, amu ia oko, amu ia oko. Expose, please. Can you expose it?
Honestly, like, the one thing that everyone thinks that teachers are fortunate to have are the school holidays.
I know.
Like, after every term we have 2 weeks. It is not a holiday. I tell you. So if you have teachers in your family, check up on them, because those 2 weeks are spent planning for the next term. You don't really get a holiday, I guess, until the December long Christmas break, because you can actually, that's like 6 weeks or so. So that's one that I want to expose. So be nice, and teachers, it's not a myth like that teachers get lots of money pay wise. Just
putting it out there.
It's putting it out there.
And it's hard work, right?
It's full on.
I mean, I know as a parent, I can barely teach myself some of the basics, and then I can barely teach my children the Samoan language and just the real basics. So can you imagine poor Joyce sitting there with a class of 30 plus? Show some love, really.
Show some love to all the teachers.
Sorry guys, because I always send we always send the kids off to school and do those ones. Just I'm the worst. I'm like, oh, you get free lunch. But yes, I do apologize to all of the teachers that we especially the ones in the family, once they have their 2 weeks, oh, you want to go Auntie Lily's house? Do you want to go Auntie Lily's house? But shout out to all of our teachers who continue to hold it down in the classrooms. It's a massive job. And if, again, we're putting it out there, if you have any questions, send them through. But we've got the plug-in right now for na whanua. Heading into Samoan Language Week, celebrating it. Here are the details right here. Thank you so much to our producer, Lemo and Daniel. There we go, guys. Now, if you could step into my shoes right now, what would you have asked yourself that I haven't already? And then answer. No.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. No. Okay. I think one question, like being okay, I don't know if it's a question but I'll kind of just
Yeah,
talk about it,
yeah.
if that's all right. So, like being from South Auckland and being Samoan, like people sort of have those stereotypes of you already. And so I think like a question would be like, how did you overcome all of that, So I think that would be a question. And to answer that, I think like, you yourself, your identity, what you're capable of. And I would just say, man, we all have a story. We all have that same narrative. Our families came here for a better future for you. And so if you know your why, you will just use that to drive you and, keep you motivated. And so, like I'm proud to be from Ota. I'm proud to be Samoan. And so I use that as my motivation to succeed and to carry that wherever I go, as well as my family and my family name, etc. So, that would be a question because,
Yeah, and you're right. From times, Sakali actually said, "Oh my gosh, you're getting Joyce on. Can you Leo questions?" But you're right. And I'm glad I asked that question now, because it is because a lot of the time, from South Auckland, you kind of like. When I mention South Auckland, you kind of already get bummed out that you may not have the opportunities that everyone else has and all that kind of stuff. But trust us. Look, because we're going to wrap it up, and I think I can hear Dad at the back, Bill's is taking care of baby. So shout out to Mr. Salu at the back holding it down for baby. Those
Kasi lau me sa.
So if you need a house, not just kidding. Sis, you are now a mum to your beautiful, beautiful blessing sons. This new journey obviously would have changed. You did briefly touch up on it at the beginning.
Yeah.
But what has been the biggest, she's changed your life dramatically, both yourself and Billy. But, how has it changed it? And what is, like, your new view on life? Because it would have changed that for you.
Yeah. So it's funny. Story of my life. Sorry. But
we're getting to know Joyce. I love it.
So like as you mentioned, we were in the UAE and so we were going to stay on for a couple of years, but when I found out I was pregnant, there's our first baby, so we're like, we have to come home, and because of COVID as well. So we came home and had her here. And so anyway, she changed my life because like now I've always been a person who is goal orientated and driven, but now she's given a new meaning to what I do. And like I, as a teacher, like I want to be the best teacher for her in the home, but also when she eventually goes to school, like I want to sort of have a small impact in our education system where she is being taught like with a new curriculum and new, like all the changes now. So anyway, like she's just now my main motivation now that she's here. But honestly, sorry, this is going off, but shout out to all the mums because man, that's a tough job. That's a job in itself. Like I only have one, but imagine like you sis, like, and everyone else who has more than one.
I don't have kids though. I'm single mom. Yes,
Shout out to all the mums. Like now I know, like just when you used to get fa'ali'i when like my mom, when she used to tell me but now I'm a mom. I'm like, oh, that's why she said this, or that's a tough job, but rewarding at the same time. Yeah,
it does give you like a new where you're like thinking, oh my goodness, wow, she baby is not one yet, so wait until she is walking and
I'm getting a leash, sis. Can't keep up.
No, it is. They do have a beautiful way of showing us. It's like a love on a different level.
Definitely. So. Yeah.
Different, the patience level changes.
It's like teaching, but like you said, different perspective of life. So
nah, that's good, and I'm glad. And she's so beautiful. I'm just wondering if we can bring her on. Nah, not yet. Okay. Look, because we're gonna wrap it up. A massive shout out again to all of our sponsors and to everyone that's tuning in. You know, we hope that you've taken something, a little bit of something away from Joyce's life, and we hope that it's encouraged you. But now, Joyce, what is that one encouraging message for all of our viewers that are watching today? You know, because you know, we go through hard times, we go through some challenges, and I know that now with life we need to try and push that positivity, the vibe. What's something that's helped you through that you can that can hopefully help all of our viewers, because we've got viewers in Samoa, New Zealand, Australia, and also America. So something that can,
I think one of my favorite quotes is by Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful tool you can use to change the world. And I guess, you know, everyone gets an education, but it's what you do with it, like, that matters. And so, you know, make the most of, like, your opportunities. Like I mentioned before, like, I'm from South Auckland, and my, like, you know, like, I've been through a lot of challenges to get to where I am today, and it's not because I'm smart and whatnot, but because I knew my why, and I used my education as my tool. And so if you know, use it, you have it. And so if you have a goal, just work hard, know your why, and just really I just encourage you to do your best in anything that you put your mind and heart to. So
Sis, it's been an absolute honour having you, and I know that you are a God-fearing woman who loves to push. You know, you attend church. You're an amazing mom. You have a massive contribution, even though you're like sitting there, no, I haven't, you know, but you have, because I know a lot of people from, you know, Sawe Siva and the young up and coming, you know, dance groups, and you know, the message that you have installed, and also in church, the church choirs, and the way that you lead has been, you know, something amazing to watch. So thank you once again for making the time for us here on BluTable Talanoa. We've absolutely loved it. But before we go, sis, is there any final words that you have for all of our beautiful viewers out there that's tuning in?
No, just thank you for tuning in. It's been an honor. Thank you for having me in this space and on this platform. I think it's really amazing what you guys do here at Blue Wave. Because, you know, it's if you're like coming on, I was kind of like hesitant, like, hey, what do I have to share? Like, I don't have a business. But I guess, like, but it's not about that. It's about, like, you know, if you have one encouraging message to share, to help someone, then come on. And so, that's why I'm here. So, just thank you for tuning in. Thank you for having me. And, God bless Samoa. God bless everyone here. So,
no, thank you, sis. Yes, again, we are praying for Samoa, please. I think everyone, it's nice to see everyone, like, that everyone's kind of, but also it just shows that we all want the best, the very best for Samoa. Keep it positive, guys. Whamole, you know, show the love. God is love. God is good. And a massive shout out once again to our major sponsor, Seki Solutions. She's your solution to sending anything back home to anywhere in the Pacific, serving the Pacific. The contact number to call is 021 087 04938. Don't forget, tomorrow we have a special guest. We have Cover Shore. We have Jason Venu from Cover Shore. So if you're struggling with your insurance, if you don't know where to get insurance, Bale Malamalama for with insurance here in New Zealand, we've got Jason Venu who will be joining us. And on Friday, we have Bonnie and Kelsey in the Vale to talk about their new active, other active wear. So I'm excited about that as well. But tomorrow, if you have any questions with regards to insurance, life insurance, car insurance, any insurance, I know that my husband's insurance is looking pretty good. So I'm going to claim on that. But if you have any questions with regards to insurance, hit us up on the page or send them directly on BluTV Don't forget to hit like on all of our social media pages. Shout out to Makanet, Pacific 40, Blue Wave, Cover Shore, and of course the Pacific Business Hub. If you need to go see mom and dad in Samoa, send the love via the convenient way to shop Pacific 40. Falute, because you know Falute too.
Yes. Hi, Falute. Yeah. Same church.
Same church. That's us for your show today on BluTable Talanoa. Thank you so much, sister. Should we bring Psalms? That's Psalms. Should we quickly bring Psalms in?
Up to you.
I'm going to grab... Wait. This is so unprofessional. I'm going to quickly grab Psalms. One moment, guys. Hello. Okay. So everyone, say hi to the beautiful Psalms.
Okay,
This is
stop.
a blessing. Ready? So thank you once again, everyone, for tuning in. Say hello.
Talofa.
So, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a awesome day. God bless, and we'll see you all again tomorrow, guys. Say tata. Tata.
The days can't stay too long. Don't let it go until I know you love me. Walk into your life, take you in my arms, lead you to the skies that shine above me. Stay as long as time. Give yours, you will be mine. Don't let it go until I know you love me. Well, say you will be mine until the end of time. Say you stay with me and be my destiny. Yeah. Walk into my life, take me to your heights. Tell me that forever you'll be my love. This little